Welcome back for part 5 of our 6/8 Oath for Service. Today, hopefully you are following along with our series. If you haven't, I encourage you to go back and watch some of our other, with Sarah introducing our whole oath and what we're all doing, and then the last 4 points of how we try to serve and to help without harming those that we're helping here at 6/8. So our point today is put the needs of those you are serving above your own self-interest. In other words, focusing on serving in ways that actually help those in need rather than how you feel about it. And we found a scripture that that highlights this point very well from Philippians chapter 2, verse 2 through 4. And Philippians says that complete my joy by being of the same mind, with the same love, united in heart, thinking one thing. Do nothing out of selfishness or out of vainglory. Rather, humbly regard others as more important than yourselves, each looking not out for his own self-interests, but everyone for those of others. And that's exactly, what we try to do. It's easier said than done, right? To remove your own biases, remove your own self-interest. It's so easy to say, it's so hard to live. And it's so easy for me to slip into just seeking that good feeling, that excitement, that experience, that high when it comes to serving. And I want to find a service opportunity that asks very little of me, but in the end, I feel really good about it, and it feels meaningful, right? That at the end of the project or program, I've done something really significant, and it's so easy for me to slip into that. Just I want to feel good about serving, and to forget that to remember that we are not serving a purpose, we're not serving a program, but we're serving a person. And this takes careful relationship and understanding of who we are serving, and what their situation is. It takes careful discernment together, where both us are discerning together as a team what I can offer and what they can offer to help, without reducing their ability, but building their capacity. And it takes that arm-in-arm relationship in order to really discern what will help. It takes listening and understanding and ignoring what I want to do in this situation, but what they need from me and what they can offer. I share this story here I heard from a Peace Corps worker. There's this kind of infamous Peace Corps story, if you will, that a group of Peace Corps workers went to a country, a developing country, and they went in and they didn't have they had no running water and no plumbing and no toilets, and the community was poor and destitute and food and hungry. And so they went in and they had a team in there, looked at the situation, assessed the situation, and they came back with engineers and they had a solution. What this community needed most was sanitation. They had, people were getting sick because there was no bathrooms and facilities and sanitation. So they were going to construct a community toilets, within the community, where they dug cisterns and had outdoor toilet facilities so that they would have more sanitation. And this was going to help. This is what they determined the community needed most. So they came back with engineers and construction folks and brought in all the supplies, all the materials, all the funding to do it. And they did it, and they stood back at the end and they created these beautiful toilets. And they left the community, and then they came back a few months later, as time went on, to assess how is this working, what is the impact that it's had. And they were all shocked, they were alarmed, because these restrooms were not being used for toilets. They were being used for food cellars, because what the indigenous and what the local people understood, what they needed, was they were hungry and their food was spoiling, and they had now these below ground, kept at a cool temperature cellars, right? And they serve the purpose. And the Peace Corps workers share that in their own training, in that understanding of, are you serving in the best way? Are you listening to what needs to be served, what needs, versus just what makes you feel good about, what can you feel good about at the end of the day? And so our service shouldn't end with us kind of looking back and saying, wow, look what I accomplished. But it should rather be linked arms with the person that you're helping, and you both say, wow, look what we accomplished. I am so proud of you and the work that you put in. So let's make a commitment to serve our neighbors and to serve them well, to serve them in a way that doesn't harm but helps, to serve them in a way that transforms both of us.